Wasn't there a
Now it's 7.
wasn't there a ski resort out there for a little while?
There was.
I thought I heard something about that, but it didn't last.
No, it did not. You can still see the remnants of it. It's the south side of 66. I'm on the north side.
Oh, okay. I think he was on the south side near the resort.
Can you pick your own place out there?
Yeah, the exit is on
Mark.
As a kid, we used to go out that direction, I don't know how far, and pick corn. Take it home and blanch it, then freeze it. We'd have like 100 ears of corn frozen for the winter. Just because my parents liked corn on the cob in the winter, and you couldn't get it back then. But that was a lot of work.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't want to do this.
that's where we go apple picking.
Let me go find some council members.
Really? Come on, dudes.
There's a peach orchard there, too.
Yeah, we pick peaches. And I used to can when I did daycare. I used to can peaches and make applesauce. So I take the kids out there a day, and they just love to pick peaches.
That's how much
Child labor laws. Didn't worry about that.
Not that good.
The orchard was full of poison ivy last time I went out there.
You said we are live?
Where's that going? There's the new car woman.
Yeah.
That's a nice looking ride. Woo-hoo.
What'd you get?
Go to 14th Street Road.
Package.
You got to dress up in Arctic. We all open that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There you are.
Oh, he is. How are you doing? Of course.
Okay,
You got to be important. No, right. You work on that.
You ready, Jim?
No, I'm getting ready
great.
to work now.
We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Let's have a roll call, please.
Aiken.
Here.
There.
Here.
Harner.
Here.
Lee.
Here.
Scarborough.
Here.
Kimberly.
Here.
And Spice.
Yep.
Okay, entertain the motion.
The motion would be to enter closed session to discuss personnel matters pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.23711A1.
So moved.
Second. Motion's been seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? For the record.
Jim, come here. I agree.
That's not going to work.
Are we live? We need him to talk us back into this. We'll wait just a second.
It's cold. See the high on 2 Wednesdays, can be like 19 or 18 again?
Yeah. It'll be cold, 6 to 7 inches of snow, maybe.
I was supposed to go to a funeral in Quantico tomorrow, but it got postponed until Friday because of the snow.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Really?
Dress shoes and nice clothes aren't there.
That road goes to Quantico's no piece of cake.
Oh, 619, yeah.
It's like a roller coaster.
We'll go ahead and call the meeting back to order, 8:15. Mr. Kramer, if you could give us their certification.
The motion would be to certify that to the best of each member's knowledge, only those matters that were identified in the motion to enter closed session are only those matters that are lawfully exempted from discussion in open session were discussed by the town council in the session that just ended.
Aiken.
Yes.
Bear.
Yes.
Chance.
Yeah.
Lee.
Yes.
Scarborough.
Yes.
Kenworthy. And Tobias.
I move to suspend Chief Roop, Deputy Chief Breeden, Officer Jake Davis without pay until February 3rd, and to direct the town attorney to proceed as discussed in closed session with respect to employment issues. I further move to appoint Brian Hinshaw as administrator for the police department and appoint Officer Jeff Shaver as temporary supervisor of the police department, with legal questions to be directed to the town prosecutors.
I have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion's been seconded. Discussion on the motion. Seeing no discussion, roll call vote, please.
Aiken.
Yes.
Bear.
No.
Ernest.
No.
Scarborough.
No.
Kenworthy.
No.
And Tobias.
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion that failed. Do we have another motion, or would we like to go back into executive session?
We would go back into executive session, discuss personnel issues.
Do I have a motion on the floor, second?
Second.
Motion and second discussion. If there's no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Jim, you may want to try to type real good because I don't know if we're going to be able to read my notes
We might want
as I'm doing my motions.
that way you can hear it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not live meeting.
Thanks.
Oh, that's what I'm
There's two. There's three. This is four. Oh, we didn't do that.
Yeah, that's got to be part of that.
What's that?
Can it be a third or separate motion?
Well, all three of them have to do it immediately, effective to Jason.
You mean Jeff?
Jeff.
Yes. Right.
Can I tell them they have to do that before we make him the,
No.
or that can just be an additional?
It's got to be stated, I think, as part of their motion.
Well, let's certify first if you don't
Yeah.
mind.
Well, we're not out of closed session. We're still in closed session talking about Jennifer.
Rolling.
Jennifer can't hear.
The public can.
That's all right. How y'all doing, public?
All right, call the meeting back to order. 8:53.
So the motion would be that to the best of each member's knowledge, only those matters lawfully exempted from discussion in open session, only those items that were named in the motion to enter closed session were heard or considered by the council in the closed session to which this motion pertains.
Aiken.
Yes.
Bear.
Yes.
Ernest.
Yes.
Lee.
Yes.
Scarborough.
Yes.
Kenworthy. And Tobias.
All right.
Can I get the wording on the last part that I need to add into all this again from somebody about the,
Turning those two items, Jeff, effectively by close of business on Wednesday. Or whatever day Jeff's working. Wednesday, Thursday, whatever.
Why don't you just make it Wednesday?
Yeah, may go away Wednesday. They need to turn it into somebody at the department on by Wednesday.
I'm going to add to police department, since
They can turn it into Donna for all I care.
Okay.
But they both, they all need to be accounted for by the end of the
To
business.
police department personnel
Cars.
by,
Yeah, and their vehicles. Might as well give them until Thursday now.
I
Because
was
now
gonna
they gotta
say,
get
like,
By Thursday.
by the end of the week, Thursday or Friday. But they got to get their vehicles, we got to get their vehicles and badges and guns.
close of business by Friday? Everybody good with that one?
I'm okay with that.
They should turn them into Brian.
Thought we just wanted this done to someone at the police department.
Well,
Now we want
Brian's
Brian?
the one who's going to be administratively
that's
handling the
okay.
department.
So to,
Hope Brian can handle it.
Legally, can he accept one of those?
Absolutely.
yeah.
Those three?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Nothing illegal about that. Nothing, no issues there.
All right, let's see if I'll be able to get through this 3 times.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, 5 times. I motion to suspend Chief James Roop for 60 days without pay or use of leave for loss of confidence, inappropriate actions. Completion of 24 hours of professional counseling to include topics of ethics in the workplace, sexual harassment, and sensitivity training to be completed and with proof of completion before return to active duty. Chief Root must turn in his gun, badge, and vehicle to Town Manager Brian Henshaw by close of business on Friday.
We have a motion on the floor. Do we have it seconded?
Second.
Second by Mr. Kenworthy. Discussion on the motion?
Can you clean up the language of that as far as the motion, as far as why the suspension is being missed? It was for loss of confidence and.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Use the keyword and.
Okay, loss of confidence and inappropriate actions.
So amended motion and then a second to the amendment? Okay. Any further discussion on the motion?
I still don't believe we're tackling the root cause here, but that's just my opinion.
I would agree 100% with Councilman Aiken that this is not solving the problem.
And actually, I would probably concur as well.
Probably, or you wouldn't?
No, I would.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah, good point. Any other discussion on the motion? Roll call vote, please.
Aiken.
No.
Fair.
Yes.
Harness.
Yes.
Scarborough.
Yes.
Kenworthy.
Yes.
And Tobias.
No.
I motion to suspend Deputy Chief Greg Breeden, for 60 days without pay or use of leave for loss of confidence. Completion of 24 hours of professional counseling to include topics of ethics in the workplace and sensitivity training to be completed and with proof of completion before return to duty. Deputy Chief Greg Breeden is to turn in his gun, badge, and vehicle to Town Manager Brian Henshaw by close of business on Friday.
We have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
We'll take on Mrs. Scarborough as a second. Discussion on this motion.
Once
Same
again, I would
comments.
make the same comment that Councilman Aiken made, that I don't believe that this is addressing the root cause of the problem that we spent all this time investigating.
I would concur with Councilman Tobias and Councilman Aiken's thoughts on that. Seeing no other discussion, roll call vote, please.
Aiken.
No.
Fair.
Yes.
Harness.
Yeah.
Scarborough.
Yes.
Kenworthy.
Yes.
And Tobias.
No.
I motion to suspend Officer, it is Jake, not Jacob.
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 Well, it's Jacob. Just say Jacob. I think that's what
I motion to suspend Officer Jake Davis for 60 days without pay or use of leave for loss of confidence
and for loss of confidence.
and for loss of confidence. Completion of 24 hours of professional counseling to include topics of ethics in the workplace, sexual harassment, and sensitivity training to be completed and with proof of completion, provide proof of completion before return to duty. Officer Jake Davis is required to turn in his gun, badge, and vehicle to Town Manager Brian Henshaw by close of business on Friday.
Second.
Motion's on the floor, has been seconded by Mr. Kenworthy. Discussion on this motion?
Same comment, can you clarify for all three motions that Friday is January the 24th, not just some random Friday in the future?
Yes, Friday, January 24th.
And that's what's seconded by Mr.
For all,
Kenworthy.
For all, yes.
Okay.
same comment as before.
Same comment.
And the same comment as before for the record. Roll call vote, please.
Bacon.
No.
Bear.
Yes.
Curtis.
Yes.
Scarborough. Yes. Kenworthy.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Okay.
Next, I motion to appoint Brian Henshaw as administrator for the police department and appoint Jeff Schaefer as temporary supervisor of police department with legal questions to be directed to the town prosecutor.
Second.
Motion on the floor that's been seconded. Discussion on this motion?
Just to clarify, for administrative purposes, I think the intent is for purchases, acquisitions, vacation, and leave requests, as well as anything else that may come up administratively. And for supervisory purposes, I believe it would be appropriate for us to direct that Officer Shaver understands that current schedules and such shall be tried to be abided by as much as possible. No tremendously substantial changes unless he brings those to the council for ratification.
Please amend.
So seconded.
Further discussion. What happens when these guys have calls out on the job?
What are you talking about?
Who do they direct their, they have no supervisor,
They have a supervisor. Jeff is the supervisor.
and when Jeff has a question,
Jeff's administrative questions would go to Brian. Jeff's legal questions would go to our prosecuting attorney's office.
and whatever happens when these are after hours?
Well, I reckon that they probably have a lot of friends in the Virginia State Police, the Prince William County Sheriff's Department, the Prince William County Police Department, and I also reckon that all of them are tenured employees of the town and law enforcement officials that they probably won't have so many issues. But I guess he'll have to cross that bridge when he gets to it.
Just bringing it up for as a question. Any other discussion on this motion? Yes, sir.
I just wanted to put an asterisk on that use of the word tenure. That doesn't mean they're still at-will employees. Tenure in the sense of a tenured professor.
Good catch.
Yep.
For clarification,
Sure.
effective date. Is it the day they turn their stuff in?
Immediately.
No, immediately.
Immediate.
So they're suspended with their equipment?
Yes.
The suspension
The suspension is immediate. We need their equipment.
Yeah, this is, yeah.
No later than Friday, but as soon as possible.
Suspension effective tonight?
Yes.
Put that in all
So moved.
Can you do a round table so moved of that?
All right, well,
do you
we'll
have to-
get out of our first motion, and then we can maybe go back to,
Well,
Oh, yeah, we're still on.
Well, we're on the last
We're on
motion. The
number
last
4.
motion is immediate for Jeff and for Brian. Then there's no,
Yeah.
you modified it to include some definitions of administrative and supervisory.
correct.
So that was seconded already, re-seconded.
All right, so let's go around the table with the roll call vote.
Bacon.
Yes.
Bear.
Yes.
Curtis.
Yes.
Scarborough.
Yes.
Kenworthy.
Yes.
And Weiss.
Yes, would Councilwoman Bear be amenable to modifying her first three motions to state that the suspensions are effective immediately January 20th, 2014, and would end 60 days from today, and that the relinquishing of their police department issued equipment should be done ASAP, but no later than Friday, January 24th by 4 p.m.
Yes.
Martin, you got a question, or you got a...
No, I just wanted to make sure that if you're just going to do that by consensus of the people that voted for the first three motions, that's everybody's understanding of those, the intent of those motions.
That's why I
Yes.
started
Yes.
the motion.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
So
I-
moved.
So do we need to make a...
So,
There's a motion on the table, you might as well just go ahead and vote.
Okay.
Roll call for this, please.
Aiken.
This is essentially, you voted no to the suspension. This is to the effective date of the suspension, which is today, because it wasn't enumerated in the original motion.
Right.
And the second half of the motion is to state that we need their equipment turned in ASAP or no later than Friday, January 24th.
I'm going to stick with no, because that's the simplest.
No, you want yes on this because it's the suspension effective immediately 60 days.
Well, he did vote no on all of it, so.
Yeah, I'm just going to stick with no.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair.
Yes?
Harness.
yes.
Scarborough.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
I motion that upon return to active duty, that Chief James Roop's ability to fire or suspend his employees,
Or discipline.
no, fire or suspend. I thought that's what we agreed on. To fire or suspend his employees until June 30th, 2014.
We have a motion. Let's see if it gets seconded.
Second.
Motion's been seconded. Discussion. I thought there was the discipline, that's why.
I thought we were going to retain that power to
I thought
council.
the last thing we had,
Well, let me finish my
Okay.
sentence, please. I thought we were going to retain that power to council for fear of any things that shouldn't happen going forward, that we were just going to retain that ability for hiring, firing, and discipline within the department to the council until June 30th. And then let the next council figure out what to do from there.
I thought when we had went around the table, when we had discussions, if there were minute issues, a letter of reprimand or something, that's why we did fire suspend.
But here's the problem. We know that that doesn't happen properly now. So let's make sure that it happens properly while we're all still on council. That's my concern there, is that it's not happening properly now. So let's make sure that if it's going to happen, it's going to happen properly going forward. So I'd rather you be amenable to amending your motion to retain that power by council for the remainder of the fiscal year.
I'm amenable to that.
Mrs. Harness is. Mrs. Baird?
So amended.
Okay.
For seconded.
So it's been seconded. Any further discussion?
For clarification, Jennifer, do you have that worded as how?
It's on the video. That's what I'll go back to.
Just so everybody's clear
Motion
on
to
what we're
suspend
voting.
chiefs.
Just to be clear on what everybody's voting for, you're voting on the suspension of Chief Roop's ability to hire, fire, and discipline within the department until June 30th, 2004, and as such, the council is retaining that authority upon themselves until June 30th, 2014.
And suspension obviously would take effect immediately after, or excuse me, the
Yeah,
ability
upon
would
return to
be
duty.
The return of duty, okay.
Well, it's eventually in effect
Oh,
now.
yeah.
All right. Okay. Any further discussion on the motion? It's been amended. Roll call vote, please.
Who was the second on that?
No.
Yes. I'm sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Was it? Either.
Aiken.
Yes.
Fair.
Yes.
Harness.
Yes.
Scarborough. Yes. Henry.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Do we have any other further motions? This was it?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Jim, will you direct Mr. Henshaw to inform the council via email and equipment has been returned by each of the three individuals, please? And would you direct Mr. Henshaw that if he's not, that he should coordinate with Mr. Shaver on securing some of those items? And if they have any problems, they can consult me.
All right. Anything else?
Motion adjourned. No, we didn't, because we were still talking.
All in favor, aye?
Second. Aye.